Well, with the price of oil in the doldrums and Oklahoma's workers suffering from it, it may sound a bit Pollyannish to predict a return to boom times. But that's exactly what Lowell Catlett predicts, based on the simple laws of supply and demand.
If something kind of works in economics, we call it an axiom. If it works more than kind of, we call it a law, and we ain't got many. But one of the laws that we have is there's an inverse relationship between price and quantity. Okay? So guess what? If you got a high price, you can bet generally what? There's not many of them. Okay? It's a pretty good law. Gee, let's see. At $100 a barrel for oil, we found the damn stuff in North Dakota. And then when North Dakota became a big oil producer, guess what? Did we have some more oil than we thought we were going to have? Kind of. What happened to the price of oil? Pretty good law. Okay. To do all the things we talked about requires energy in phenomenal magnitudes, okay? And it has to be mobile and it has to be usable. And we're going to look at different ways of doing that. It may be that we'll move more toward electric vehicles, but you still have to charge those things. So we may charge them by very efficient solar cells, we may charge them by wind, we may charge them by stripping out petroleum into other component parts and using it to create little small fuel cells. I don't know. But energy, the demand for it, is going to explode, already is. Okay? It's just going to be in multifacets. And as we learn more about each one, we'll do it. And we sometimes discard some. We've discarded a lot of coal plants to try to meet emission standards. But Sac Power in Saskatchewan has a coal-powered plant that basically meets the same stringent requirements we have in the U.S. that can only be met with natural gas. And they're doing it with coal. So they're using technologies in a way that nobody thought possible. So if you're creative enough, you can do it.
On to another one of our major industries here in the state, and that is agriculture. With our growing global population, what does that mean for agriculturalists?
We have to double meat production in the next 20 years to meet the demand for the rising wealth, because the first thing they want when they get more money around the world is a better diet. The first thing they want in their diet is more meat. We have to double meat production. We're not going to do it anywhere in the world for the most part other than in the U.S. We have the capability, the infrastructure, and the know-how to do it. And I say we do it in intensive animal operations because that's where they have the least impact on the environment, the greatest gain in physical care and health, and the greatest feed efficiency. So what's it mean for agriculture? It means we're going to have to meet that demand for meat because the world wants it, and they want U.S. meat. They want it in poultry, they want it in pork, they want it in beef. That's no small wonder that the Chinese have purchased and are rapidly moving toward getting as much of the pork facilities as they can in the U.S. Okay? Because we've got to supply that meat protein. Okay? If we've got to supply that meat protein in intensive animal operations, we need corn, we need soybeans, we need wheat. We need crops to do that. So overall, I say it's the greatest time to ever be in agriculture. Because you've got to do that, and you also got to say, for people that say, well, I know that, but I want, you know, I want to know that animal, I want to know who raised that animal. I want it certified all the way down. I want cageless chickens. I want free range. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just you got a whole segment of marketplaces that, guess what? I know for a fact, you got them here in Oklahoma. You got ranchers that will provide you natural beef, no antibiotics, all day long. And you got people that are trying to produce as many pounds of beef as they can to feed a different group of people. And you got them side by side. We've never had that before. Best time ever to be in agriculture.
Now, Dr. Catlett is a Regents Professor in Agricultural Economics and a former Dean at New Mexico State University. And if you're interested in the future of food and agriculture, I have a link to Catlett's keynote address at the 85th National FFA Convention that I think you'll find interesting. To watch that, just head to okhorizon.com and look for it under our value-added section.